Good evening, it's Artzenin, and I'm here with the final update for Maxine's past for Something More, the prequel to Snapshot. In the previous vlogs, I took you through why Maxine experienced her power to what she saw and how it will connect with Dejah later in her past and in Something More. And now I'm going to tell you why Maxine doesn't use a certain part of her power. So Maxine's power in the Book of Reuben is the power of sight. We're using fantasy, however, to play on what that could potentially mean. Now, spiritually, we are going with what is already written, but because we're trying to reach the fans who like Marvel and DC and the Life is Strange franchise, we're giving a little unique twist to it. So Maxine currently can see nearsighted, farsighted in both eyes. She can see in the dark, parallel to that of an animal, and she can see the unseen. And later, she will see the supernatural of not just her demons, but other people's demons. And that is what started to bother Maxine. She could not handle it. That is the reason why she went to Yahweh. She did a fast, and she actually asked him, make me forget this. I'm open to this supernatural gift. I want it. I want to use it well. But this part, What led up to this event? Well, prior to seeing the prince in the vault of that estate museum that has been shut down, the prince made it to where he was going to basically get up with some of the bigger head honcho demons in hell. And he told them, I can't leave this place because that Geokin bound me here. Because the moment I leave, Yahweh's going to throw me into Tartarus and chain me for however long. And I'm just not feeling it. I'm not about that immortal life. So can y'all go do me this favor? The favor that this prince had done for, that they were going to do for the favor that the prince needed the minions to do was he was going to go ahead and get them to emphasize their presence around their victims. So not only is Maxine seeing the prince in her dreams, but when she wakes up, now she's seeing the supernatural enhanced. This is not Yahweh's doing. Yahweh is allowing it, which is fine. But what isn't fine is that the enemy, hell, is taking advantage of her beautiful mind, her gift, exploiting her and the gift, and they're letting her see them around her loved ones. Now, the prince said to Maxine, I'll kill your soulmate, but she knew that the Lord would protect them, and she had confidence, and she said, if you kill Dejah, the Lord will know about it, and you'll be in bigger trouble. So he decides, you know what, okay, she's right, I'm not going to go that route, but I'm going to let my friends appear. We're going to work out this deal where they're going to be able to appear, and she will see them, and she'll be tortured because of it, and she was. Quick example, she sees the demons around the bullies at school. She sees lust demons. She sees porn demons. She sees gluttony demons. She sees all of these demons specialize in something, and she's seeing them full close in their glory, and she can hear their conversations. They look at her sometimes, but because the prince has asked them to play it low, like act like, you know, you don't see her, but they really do. She clearly can see them. They're conversing with each other, and they're influencing their victims. So to test this, she walked up to one of the bullies, and the demon behind her, because she walked up, said, okay, you want to play that game? So the demon did this, and the bully did this, like, come near me and I'm going to punch you in your profane word face. But she hears the demon say it at the same time the human is saying it. She's going, you are under demonic influence, or you are whoa, okay. So she went away from that bully, and nowhere she went, she couldn't not see the demon. She thought the church would be safe. Nope. That's where the demons seem to be the most. And I'm doing that on purpose because Christians are hypocrites, a lot of them. And a lot of Christians have skeletons in their closet and they don't want to talk about them. So now Maxine's at Purity Vale Fellowship Church and she sees the congregation's demons. And she learns the secrets of what those sins are that those people are doing. People she looked up to, people she really respected. Again, to test it, she goes to the congregation member, the deacon, the deaconess, the choir director. She goes up to these different people and she goes, do you have a porn problem? Are you sleeping with the pastor's wife? Have you seriously stolen a whole bunch of money from the bank and you didn't tell anybody? And they get angry and they freak out and they yell at Maxine and they threaten her and they threaten to do mean things. They threaten to make her disappear. They are not gang people. That's what Dejah is for. These are not gang citizens. They're exposed citizens. And no one knew. Like, everyone who is aware of what everyone is doing, they're all in on it and they're on the DL. But Maxine just so openly and so casually said, are you doing this? She wasn't doing it to be mean. She had to make sure that what she was seeing and hearing was legit. Yeah, she prayed about it. She asked the Lord, is that true? And so the Lord confirmed in her spirit, it was very much true. But then the demons, what she's hearing from them, when she asked the humans, is this true? She got a very mean yes. This was also something she did not bring up to Dejah. Dejah already wants to fight everyone that breathes that gives her a hard time. So not only was she overwhelmed by the demonic appearances of the prince and now these demonic images of the demons around her friends and family and the citizens of Purity Vale, she's learning secrets, things that she shouldn't know, things she didn't ask to know. But these demons are purposely letting Maxine see them around their victims, around their hosts, and letting her in on these secrets. At first they ignored her because that's what the prince wanted them to do, but when she directly confronted them, they faced her and they got bigger and uglier and meaner because it was an imitation tactic. They wanted her to basically cave in and do what the prince wanted. She does something different. She goes to Yahweh again and says, take it away. Turn it off. Only let me use this when it is absolutely necessary. If this gift is truly of you and you want me to have it, there has to be a better purpose, a better place for it, another season. This isn't it for me. I don't want it, Yahweh. I mean, I do want it, but I don't want it. Lord, please, I'm having a hard time. He took some of it from her. She can still see in the dark. She's farsighted and nearsighted, but he took away her ability to see the supernatural altogether. And when that happened, that prince was so mad because that was his gate. That was his way to get to her. She also, knowing she had these threats from people in the church, in the community, sort of fell off the radar for a bit. She didn't tell her parents. She could have. I suppose I could make Maxine go tell her parents what was going on. But again, like I said in the previous vlog, these people have this false toxic mentality that if you're seeing demons and you can hear them and you're talking to them, not talking because you want to, but you're just, oh, they spoke to me, I spoke back. They see that as willing engagement, so you're not saved. You don't know the Lord. You're demon possessed. Like, she couldn't deal with that either. She was going through so much mental and spiritual anguish. She just could not. And for people out there that are watching this saying that it wasn't the Lord, yes, it was. Go read scripture. Look what Jeremiah went through. If I'm saying his name correctly, Jeremiah. That man went through anguish. Isaiah went through anguish. Joel, who is Joel, Enoch. Don't read the whole book of Enoch. And then you tell me if Yahweh doesn't permit or allow us to experience the supernatural and we don't get a little traumatized by it. I mean, that's their other side. That's spiritual politics. That's a whole other world. That's a whole other realm of rules and colors and shapes and sizes and sounds. And Maxine's gift allows her to see it without even trying. This gift does have a purpose, and Yahweh has a purpose with that gift. But because she asked, and he clearly saw that this prince was over the whole thing, he cut it off. So with the prince not being able to even go through her dreams anymore because her guardian seraphim showed up like, you leave our Maxine alone. That's our human, you leave her alone. And they fight. And they beat the prince. But they had to call Michael, they had to call Gabriel, they had to call Raphael, Phanuel. They called in a lot of the elves because this prince was very powerful. He is the prince of Oregon. And he wasn't going down without a fight. So he stays in the vault. He stops messing with Maxine, but she's forever scarred. And she did pray, Lord, make me forget. She doesn't want to remember these terrible moments, even though her power is good and her power was not designed to overwhelm her. The lesson I'm showing here is that a demon doesn't care if you have a spiritual gift. What is it? Tongues? Is it prophecy? Is it teaching? Is it interpretation of tongues? Is it healing? What is your spiritual gift? Corinthians tells us about a whole bunch of them. The book of Reuben tells us about the 7 powers. What is your gift? What do you ask for? I mean, if you want one of those gifts, James says if you lack wisdom, ask, the Lord will give it to you. That in itself is a gift, having wisdom. What gift is it that Christians have or want to have? Don't you all know that the demons, if they get wind of that, do not care that you wanted to seek the Lord and obey scripture with these gifts and use them wisely? They hate you. They hate me. They hate everything that is going on spiritually right now. Even in my fictional book, the demons hate us. So of course, because they are our adversaries, they want to jeopardize and confuse and twist and mess up these gifts and mess up what we truly would perceive as our purpose with those gifts. And Maxine, though some of you might perceive her weak because she backed out and she asked Yahweh to take it away and to turn it off, she's not weak. She was wise. She was smart. She acknowledged and assessed everything and realized this is a lot. This is hard. This is a little scary. And this prince isn't leaving me alone. And I'm seeing too much because she's not obsessed with it. She's not obsessed with her gift, and she wasn't obsessed with the spiritual realm. The spiritual realm was obsessed with her. Those demons were stalking her and bullying her, and she knew that the only person to make this stop was Yahweh Jehovah. So that's who she went to. As a result, Maxine did actually forget. And that whole part of her life, she doesn't even remembered that those people in the church got mad at her, the bullies at school got mad at her, threatened her, and then the Lord helped her even more because those bullies and those people in the church, they moved away from Purity Vale. They disappeared, never to be seen again. And they left roughly around the same time. That was also the Lord because he didn't want her to be hindered or scarred or shamed. He moved those people out. They were corrupt anyway, and he got rid of them. This concludes Maxine's past. It took a darker turn, but it was actually good development. I got to play with it. I got to test a lot of these theories, and I'm going to carefully craft it. There will be scripture applied as well, because if I just throw this at all of you without scripture and context, you really might be confused. Big old question mark going, how is this helpful? It's helpful to the people who go through spiritual warfare. It teaches spiritual warfare. And anybody who has a spiritual gift, you need to understand that the demons hate that and they want your gift to die. And that is what Maxine did, but for her sake, it had to happen. But when she's an adult, she can't run anymore. She has to use it, and she will use it, and she'll use it well. See you in the next update. We'll be talking about Amber. Can't wait for that one. Amber Fierce. Ooh, it's going to be juicy. Much love. Bye.